Hi, and welcome back to Stop Being Sold. My name is Michelle, and I'm here with Brian. And in today's video, we're discussing what you need to know before you buy an NFT. Specifically, we're going to go over the steps or how to evaluate an NFT before you hit that buy button. Now, we're going to get in and we're going to go and get into this quickly. So if you like the content of this video, if you love crypto, if you love NFTs, show us some love, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe.
Definitely.
All right, Brian. You're the NFT guy here. What do people need to know? How do we evaluate? What steps do we need to take?
Oh, I tell you what, Michelle, this is a big topic right now, and you got to be careful. Okay, number one, and we'll discuss some of that during this today, but it's a fun environment to be in. But today I'm going to teach you some of the gotchas and, step by step what you need to do before launch, pre-launch, during launch, whatever, after launch. Yeah, no, there's a lot, and you got to understand it or you'll get frustrated real quick. So let's start with some key terms. Okay, these are some key terms. And look, I'm an old school guy. Okay, Twitter is a big part of the NFT space, and all these abbreviations, I'm not big on them. I don't understand them, and I have to go look up on Google.
What does that mean?
Like, really? Okay. Yeah. But one big key term you need to know is NFA. And NFA stands for not financial advice. And by the way, nothing in this video should be construed as financial advice. I love this one because you got all these people talking about NFTs on Twitter. Oh, this ain't financial advice, but they're giving it financial advice. It's like, really? Okay. But another key term to know is DYOR. Michelle, you and I talk about this all the time.
Your own research.
Own research. That's it. So a third one is Doxed, D-O-X-E-D. Doxed means the artist has fully exposed themselves and the team behind an NFT project. So they might tell you, here's our history. I'm an artist of 30 some years. I did this, whatever it may be. So these are some of the key words to look for. Now let's go into before you launch. Here's a few terms you need to know.
Or before the launch. So let me just back it up real quick. So before the launch would be, I see something on Twitter, for example, or I'm looking, somebody's talking about, what were those really cute bunny ones that I loved? And it hasn't launched yet, right? Or something a project has not launched. So this is where we are in this moment, correct?
Yes. Okay. This is like the pre-sale. It hasn't got out there yet.
Sure. Okay. What do we need to know?
Okay. So some key terms, you might say pre-sale. Okay, you see, it's an opportunity for an NFT investor to buy the NFT before the public buys it. Price may even be lower than what the public price is. This is where you want to be in a project, Michelle, if you can get there. Okay. Usually there's some steps you got to do. Then we go into, there's a lot that's going on in the space, especially this summer, free minting.
Yes, tons of it.
This has exploded in popularity recently as many free to mint NFTs have exploded in value to the upside instantly. One, Michelle, that I know of, Goblintown.wtf went from free to over 7 ETH floor price in less than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's massive. That's $12,000 to $15,000 for a free mint. So another one, remember, this is all pre-launch. Okay. An allow list. This is similar to an exclusive pre-sale. You'll be put on an allow list to mint your NFTs before the public. And again, usually at a lower price.
Sometimes so it's just like putting your name on a list.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And sometimes there's steps you have to go through again to get on that list, like their page or do whatever. And sometimes they draw your name or whatever. But the same thing as a white list. And a white list, allow list, they're very similar. Allows you to get in early, get a guaranteed mint spot on an NFT project. And they may even, Michelle, go to the point of setting a specific day and time that you can mint and put a limit on the amount of NFTs that you're allowed to mint during that time frame. So, and you talked about it. Okay. When's the mint date? That's what you want to know. When it's going to live, when is the reserve for the public minting of the project? This is when everybody in the public is allowed to buy. That's the mint date. Airdrop. These are fun. Airdrop is whether it's crypto, NFT, or tokens, they're
Tokens,
distributed or dropped into your wallet that holds your other NFTs and cryptocurrency. These are free and usually used to promote a project or to help sell a project out early.
Okay.
I've gotten many of them over the last
Sure.
year. Roadmap. Okay. Roadmap isn't as, what do I want to say, as popular or as necessary as it used to be. And NFT roadmap can explain the long-term plan for the project.
Sure.
It's the what, the when, the how, the why of a project.
Yeah.
For example, what is the project? When is it going to be released? How will the goals be accomplished? And why are they doing this project?
So let me ask you this question. I mean, this is something I look at when I'm looking at altcoins, right? I look for the roadmap. I look at what's going on. You just mentioned that it's not as important as it once was. Why is that?
I think honestly, the way I'm seeing it is in the NFT space, we've had the crypto winter where crypto dropped in value a lot. Okay. Well, NFTs dropped in value at the same time, right?
Okay.
And so there was a lot of problems selling out a lot of NFTs because everyone were making a quick $1 million
Sure.
and walking away from the project. There's where the free mint started coming in. Well, the free mint, who cares about the roadmap at that time? I just want to know, eventually, am I going to make some money off of it? You're going to give it to me for free if I can sell it tomorrow for half an ETH or whatever. I made my money. So it isn't as prominent anymore.
I understand.
But
if I'm
projects,
like,
it is.
Let's say I'm looking to put my money into something like an NFT that I know will have value and will hold its value or
then you
increase in value over time, then the roadmap would be
still important. Very important. Separating a good long-term project that, like, I just got into one with Warner Music out of the UK, and Sony was a big backer of it. So you had big brand names in there. They had a massive roadmap explained out for 3, 4, 5 years down the road. And so that was pretty impressive. And that keeps me in it longer. So there's just a difference, and you got to determine what your goal is when you buy these. So,
so we're still, all of this is still talking about pre-launch.
Yes, this is still pre-launch.
All right. What else do we need to know?
The founder, the creator, the artist, who is it? What are they known for? Are they new to the NFT space?
Right.
But maybe they came from another space. Have they doxed or revealed themselves completely? These are some things you want to look at before you make a determination whether to buy. Some of you, though, might just say, you know what? I don't care who they are. I just want to make some quick money. That's fine. You can be that person too. So.
Okay. Well, that was actually my question, which is how important is it that we know who the artist is and or the team behind it?
For the long-term projects, if you're looking at, that's a great question. Bored Ape and CryptoPunks are probably the number 1 and number 2 in the space.
Sure.
As far as a long-term project, fully doxed, fully revealed, big history, held their value. If that's what you're looking for when you're stepping in the NFT space, then you want to know all this stuff.
Okay. Yeah. The reason I'm
in it to flip and make some quick money, you can do that. So
yeah, so the reason I'm asking is because I've noticed a lot of hip hop artists who did album covers or like streetwear and stuff like that for hip hop. They're moving into the NFT space, and I'm sure there's others. That's just what I've seen, right? So
yeah, because I'm really big in the NFT music space, and now you're seeing the artist coming on board because of the royalties and how they can do that in there. So.
Sure, for sure.
Another thing.
What else?
To look at in the pre-launch, Michelle, is the supply amount. How many items are in this project? Is there a limited supply, which could raise the floor price quicker? Have you been, and how many have been allocated for the pre-sale, the allow list or the white list? They'll separate them out and say, look, you get so much for pre-sale, so much for allow list, so many for white list before public mint. And will there be any second, third, fourth editions of this project? So look at that kind of stuff.
Okay, let me ask you a question on this. So obviously if something is limited, it will probably go up in value because that's just how these things work, right? So when you're looking for, you mentioned something like how you need to look at how many people have been allocated for pre-sale, allow list, or whitelist. Are there red flags? Like, are there too many people that would say, you
Yes.
would say, hey, no, what do you look for? Like, can you give us a number
Yeah.
or?
So let's go into that into detail. Let's say there's 5,000 of the supply, total supply. Okay.
Okay.
But they gave 3,000 for pre-sale and 2,000 for whitelist, and then the public mint. Okay, so what's left for public if I already gave everything out in the allow list and the pre-sale?
Nothing. Right.
But remember though, why they do this is not every person that was on the pre-sale will mint.
No, for
Not every
sure.
person will be on the allow list will mint or the white list. So there will be some that go to the public also.
Okay.
And sometimes, and another good reason to look at the supply, Michelle, what if there's 10,000? A 10,000 sellout is not easy to do today because of everyone's after the free mints today.
Sure.
So it's hard to sell out a 10,000 project unless there's a lot of marketing and everything behind it.
Okay.
And it really have a huge audience pre-sale, like 100,000 people. So.
Okay. All right. So I have a question. When you're looking at, the supply amount, are you also looking at like the value or the utility that's attached to the NFT project at the same time?
Yes, I am. The utility is the next thing in our checklist, actually. Is it a membership? Is it, are there tokens, cryptocurrency that goes along with it? Is there potential passive income in the future from it? Will they have merchandise?
Ooh, the merch.
Future? Yeah, the
Yes.
merch is huge, and huge value in that today. So yeah, so that's another thing I look at is the utility. Okay, so you got a nice picture of or a song today. With this music NFT, what do I get from it long term? Is there something else? It may be a membership. The one music NFT that I'm in, Michelle, because I own a rare one in there, it's like a gold frame on it. Because of that, Michelle, I get lifetime access to all in real life events.
Got
this
it.
artist does VIP passes +1. That means
Sure.
I can always take a guest into me with any one of these events that this young lady holds in the future forever.
Okay.
That's huge.
It is huge.
So,
well, I think that leads me to my next question. I'm sorry if I'm jumping ahead here, but community and building that community, because how many other people hold that rare music NFT that you have that then you can see over and over again at some of these events?
Exactly. And how, with the community, Michelle, to follow up on that, how big is the following in this project? You'll want to research all the different channels, like how many Twitter followers, how many members are in Discord, how many people are whitelisted members, how many actively posting in Twitter and Discord to build this community. Is the community only on Twitter? Is it in real life also? The bigger the community, some of the best projects out there today, Michelle, have in real life, IRL, events all the time. And it brings in tens of thousands of people to their community. So
on this note, so I was going to be a part of an NFT last year. It was for sports. And I got on the Discord channel, following on Twitter, doing all the things. And I got just lost in the Discord. They won't shut up. Like, they're still going. And I'm just like, I don't know what's going on in there.
That's me. I have no clue on that.
But how important is it for, if you're looking at buying an NFT, to actually, following someone on Twitter is different than taking the time to find a 14-year-old to explain to me how to use Discord. But no, it's in all seriousness. How important is it for you as a potential NFT buyer to be on those Discord channels?
I wouldn't say, I would say be in the space where there's the biggest community.
Okay.
So
this one required me to get there to be able to get on the allow list. That's how the game was played.
They do that. It's a game to them sometimes. And it's part of one of the requirements to get on this white list or the pre-sale to get in the Discord. I'm in a lot of Discords, but I also delete a lot of Discords because it's like, I don't have time for all that.
That's exactly
I
right.
can follow everything on Twitter. And if I like the community, what's being said, and the way they're presenting themselves on Twitter, I'll
Right.
stay with them.
Okay.
So again, sometimes they may require you to get into Discord. That don't mean you have to stay there. You just
Sure.
have to, you don't have to go there every day and get into it. That's just
Okay.
not me. And if I don't, but by going onto them spaces, Michelle, I found some that's like, I wouldn't stay with this project. I don't care
Right.
how good this project is. I don't like the community. If you
Yeah.
don't like the community, get out fast,
Sure.
because all it's going to do is just drive you nuts. So.
And that's part of doing your own research, as we
Yes.
mentioned before. All right. What else do people need to know pre-launch?
That's probably about it. Let's go into during the launch or after the launch. What some of the things you want to look into. We've covered a lot here in the pre-launch, because that's how I do my research. It's just like investing in a cryptocurrency. You
or
try to
stock.
understand everything about it, or a stock or a bond, whatever it may be. You try to find everything about it, and it's very similar. So you look at the board, you look at, what's their value? What do they bring to the table? What's their projections? That's the roadmap. So it's virtually the same thing, just in a different names for it. So, but let's now say we're at the launch. Okay. One big thing. Okay. The launch is live. You can now see your NFTs on OpenSea, and you go there and look at it. One thing I look at, and one thing big investors look at, is what's called an ownership ratio.
Okay.
It's the percentage of owners versus this total supply.
Aha.
So here's the key with this one. I will not get into a project with less than 50% ownership. And here's what I mean. Let's say there's 10,000 supply of this NFT that just came out. If there's not more than 5,000 individual owners, I'm not getting into it.
And why is that?
The ability to, let's say there's 2,000 owners in a 10,000 project. That's only 20% ownership. Right. That means one big player can control the floor by dropping the floor to whatever they want to drop it. And I have been in several of them communities like that and owned part of them, where somebody just got upset and all of a sudden they're selling 200 of them below what the floor price is.
Understood.
And killed the floor price for the whole project.
I get you.
So this is one big thing that the whales that buy a lot of NFTs, that they look for. If it's horrible ownership ratio, they're not getting
So you're looking for over 50%.
Over 50%. Okay. And then a second thing I look for is volume, just like in a stock. How much volume is traded on this thing on a daily basis? Is there, and volume, we're talking if it's Ethereum based or Polygon based, Matic based, whatever it may be, the crypto that's based on.
Sure.
Let's just say Ethereum. How much Ethereum has been traded? And like each one of the different companies like OpenSea, the NFT marketplace, will show you what the volume is. They keep track of it daily. And the creators know this and really try to promote it to get that volume up, because once the volume hits a level and all of a sudden you say, oh, that's 1,000% increase, and look at how much ETH is in here, and there's a lot of secondary sales, that brings in other people into it. So that's the big things that I look at during and after the launch, is keeping track of the ownership ratio and the volume traded. And one good place that you can track most of this stuff is on Etherscan. So on every project, you can just click on the little Etherscan logo.
if it's an Ethereum based NFT.
Yeah, if it's Ethereum based, and I keep using Ethereum because that's my main one. But there's other ones. And it's a free tool that allows you to track the annual contract where the NFT is made. Now, here's one big thing of this. You can see all the transactions from purchase to sales. You can also see if the owner is liquidating the wallet on a frequent basis. That's an early sign of what could be a rug pull, where they're just bailing out of the project. But that's the way it used to be. Because of all the theft in the crypto space, and when a big project comes out like this, Michelle, bots try to attack the project. and try to drain these wallets. Well, what's happening now is these creators are coding the minute that their money goes to their Etherscan wallet. They actually have it coded where it switches to several different wallets and diversifies all that money coming in.
Okay.
Just in case it is hacked. So that's not as prominent as it used to be in the early days because of all the theft in the crypto space. So
okay. So I have one last question for you. I'm speaking of rug pulls. That was can you spot? I know you can't always, but are there some key sort of red flags, so to speak, that may be a sign of a rug pull coming?
Yeah, and below this video, we'll put this list of all these items. Let's go back to a few key terms to know, and the doxing, fully exposing the artist and the creator. First, if you got projects out there that they're not willing to expose themselves,
right, that's
one red flag to start with.
Okay. And that's why I was shocked to hear about the road. And I understand why the roadmap isn't maybe as prominent as it was before, or as much of a priority as it was before, because of these free mints. But as an investor in the crypto space, that's one thing I am looking at is looking at who's behind it.
Always look at the roadmap.
And also, do they have a plan for it?
Right. And I would even say, Michelle, some recent ones that launched during the summer here that had good communities didn't have roadmaps, and they advertised it. Look, we don't have a roadmap. Right. Our goal is to build a huge community. And guess what? They did. They met their goal. And that's what kept people involved in it. So each one's a little bit different, but we're hoping today that some of this stuff helps you prepare yourself for this space. And that's why I go to these live events too. There's one in Palm Beach coming up this month, and one in Vegas at the end of the month. And so I hope to be at both of them. We'll see.
We'll see. All right. I think really the big takeaway from all this today is how important it is to go through that checklist you provided us. Look at community, look at look at all these different things before you buy it, rather than just hearing about it, getting caught up in that whirlwind, and then
FOMO, fear of missing out.
Yeah. And there's a lot of projects out there. That's my problem. My bright and shiny object syndrome with the NFTs.
I'm glad you said that. One key thing that let's go back to Warren Buffett. Mm-hmm. Warren Buffett, if he found a stock that he really liked, he says the best thing to do is to stay invested in that stock, number one. Number two, if you really like it, keep buying it. Keep buying it and keep buying it. Okay. There's so many projects you can get confused, and people jump from one to the other to the other. My best money maker in the NFT space, Michelle, has been a project I've been into in about 5 months right now in the music NFT space. And I consistently buy into it. Yeah. Well, now the rewards are coming. Sure. And we're talking rewards of tens of thousands of dollars because of the artwork that's coming along with the music, the real live events that I get to go to. And it's exciting. And I kept buying into it because I knew the project well. And once that wall of trust has come down to where you can see everything and your eyes are opened, it's like, oh my gosh, I should have got more of these back in the day. Sure. But that's the way it is right now. So it's pretty exciting. So if you like something and everything's going in the right direction for you, stick with it and continuously add to it, dollar cost average into it, like you dollar cost average into stocks. So sure. All right. This has been eye-opening. Thank you. Cleared up a lot for me. I still have yet to buy my first NFT. And I appreciate it. Well, not yet. I'm an NFT virgin still. Hey, as a matter of fact, that's a great question. Everyone watching the channel today, if you would like to watch us purchase a live NFT and help Michelle purchase her first one, let us know in the video below, and we'll do that one day. That would be really great. I need some help. All right. On that note, let's wrap this thing up. If you like the content of this video, if you love crypto, if you love NFTs, hit that like button. Help us grow this channel. Please don't forget to subscribe.
And until next time, thank you so much, everybody. And thanks, Brian.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.